when the man was over there, Bush, the whole time they was calling every single activity of warfare. And everything over there, from death to warfare, every single activity of warfare, they was calling it terrorism. That's the key now. They were speaking in those terms, the African terrorists, the terrorists, the terrorists. They even called the president of Liberia a terrorist. And even when they had a little gunshot while Bush was over there, they say terrorists came in and shot up the place. Very key. That's when they want to lock you down and call you a terrorist. Okay, let me tell you what this shit is about. I told the people in 2001 when they blew up the building, the World Trade Center, I said, man, let nobody fool you. This is nothing but for us in this country. And it's going, sooner or later it's going to come in our back door. All right. I go out to Hollywood and go out to L.A. doing Christmas. Doing Christmas. All right. I meet up with this sister and her daughter used to live in Atlanta, named Shakira, and her daughter Kate. They telling me, they say, hey, the police officer that was under Giuliani in New York and under 9/11, the police chief is the new police chief in Los Angeles. Okay. He said he just up and get on the damn job one week and the next week he declared war against the gangs. But the people in the ghetto and the people in Watts and the people in Compton and the people in South Central was saying the gangs ain't done nothing in 4, 5, 6 years. So he's talking all this stuff about playing stuff with the gangs. The gangs, it was like the gangs ain't did shit in 6 years. The gangs haven't done anything since the early 90s. Now, meanwhile, the gangs is put together at Pepperdine University. The Crips and the Bloods was the government. The government put those together at Pepperdine University. Dick Gregory talks about that also. So that those are government agents. So now the gangs come in and they start shooting up the place a little bit. And he declared war on them in December. Everybody complained and said there ain't nothing happening. Then all of a sudden they start shooting up each other about a month ago. All right, this is the key. The white boy is crafty. But we are ignorant motherfuckers because what we gonna do? You know, we accepted him as being who he is. Now check this out. The cracker done declared war on the gangs. And now the gangs, it was gangs in December they declared war on them. Now they're calling the gangs terrorists. Okay? They had an old black ass preacher. Yeah, Bush going around the world trying to stop terrorism, and we got terrorism right here in our neighborhoods every night. I'm like, you black motherfucking nigga, blue ball bitch. You don't never call your damn children terrorists. Right. Old Negro preacher. Some old Kool-Aid nigga. We got terrorists. I said, see, okay. I said, see, you don't understand. I said, oh man, it's the master stroke. See, you call the gangs terrorists. The gangs are people that live here in America that's in the so-called underclass community, whatever. And in so many words, if you call the gangs terrorists, you call black criminality, period, terrorists. And so they can craftily make terrorism a black thing and a part of black Central America. You see what I'm saying? So the North American black male is getting ready to become terrorists. And they can do it with the gang shit. Huh?
They have, you know that the United States is supposed to be on the marching line?
Oh, it is. Did you go to New York?
From May the 15th up until August 28th.
Man, you go to New York. One sister said she went up to New York. And she said, but see, if you ride in a car, you can't get it. If you ride the subways, they got all many people just walking around, they're used to it. You see what I'm saying? So what used to be out at the airports, Homeland Security, but it says Homeland Security. That means that airports is where that's where they lock down the city, but that shit is for all over. You see what I'm saying? So they got the whole, it's all under martial law. But the key is the terrorists. Now watch this. Okay, now watch what's going on here. Now I'm going to show you something. Because Farrakhan tape was good. Because he did have some prophetic stuff, he said, which I'm also going to get into tomorrow. But I want to get into this particular part. In the tape, he said he was retiring. But he said, Homeland Security is getting ready to come after me. This was on the video. And the people go, oh, he said, no. I have to go through it. If it's going to be, it's going to be. I'm like, see, to me, if the motherfuckers ain't came after you yet, you would not even be wishing this shit. So I think that's kind of odd. They ain't came after you yet. Motherfucker, you damn near dead. You know what I'm saying? You barely walk a week before that. He said, now I'm going to show you where this is going. But you got to dig deep and try to understand the plateau. Get out of the emotions of who you like. He said, Homeland Security is getting ready to come after me. He said it just like this. And they was like, oh, no. He was like, oh, no. It's got to happen. You know, what's going to be, you know. I got to go through this or some kind of thing. I'm like, why would you even wish some shit on you? Why would you even, any spiritual person go, you don't even invoke certain shit that you don't want to happen to you. Damn sure don't announce it on a fucking tape around the world.
Okay.
I'm looking at this shit now. Spirit said, congratulations. He just put all y'all motherfuckers down with the subversive act. See, when they sign Homeland Security, they sign the terrorist thing, they call it subversive act. That means any subversive movements. See, they did the shit in 1950s with McCarthyism. They stepped to the Hollywood community, they say, you're a communist, start naming who the fuck you down with. And you couldn't get no jobs or nothing. But in this particular case, it's based on terrorism. I said, oh, I see what's going on here. Why did I not get the #1 spokesman of black consciousness, whether we like it or not? Farrakhan is the biggest. Right? Because if nobody don't know who Naeem Akbar is, or Bobby Hemmitt, or Steve Coakley, people in Mississippi know who Farrakhan is because he's got the most media.
That's right.
So for him to say that Homeland Security is coming after him, I said, congratulations. You just made it possible to put all black speakers in jeopardy.
That's right.
With the subversive act.
Right.
I said, oh, it's a master stroke. It's a master stroke. You had to get up there and say all that shit to say the Homeland Security coming after you. Shit, Homeland Security ain't even been in operation since fucking November. And you saying it's coming after you? Now we can say that we are all threatened, not me. Oh, I ain't threatened at all. I'm waiting for some shit to jump down. I'm waiting for some shit to jump down because I'm telling you, man, ever since about a week or so, we got the power in your mind.
That's right.
We got it now. We got the power in your fucking mind. And it's just that you got to tell yourself this. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about that kind of shit. I want somebody to come after me. I'm getting lonely sitting around. You know what I'm saying? But I sleep every day shit. You know, I want some action. Come on with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, come on with it. You know, bring Condoleezza up in my creek. Come on up in here, Condoleezza, right? I got a big bedroom for your got some handcuffs, got a paddle. That's right. Folk better have on some edible panties up in my shit fucking around. Come on, Condoleezza. That's right. So I ain't want to hear no shit. I'm waiting for some action. But you holding for damn bush, you might well hold for me. Shit. You know what I did? Bitch better have my money. Come on. The point I'm trying to make here is, they when he said that, I said, damn, wait a minute, because I'm listening to things because the Spirit is telling me. Damn, man, I said, it's true. I said, wait a minute now. You don't say nothing like that. Because see, they done came out there, they done got Dr. York, they done arrested him. You know, you heard of Dr. York, Malachi York? Yeah. Yeah, they got him, they was going to give him 200 damn years. He had to plead guilty and shit. You know what I'm saying? They give him 200 doggone years for some molestation stuff. He pleaded guilty to it. They got your boy Ace Rap Brown, he gone, they done killed Carter. Yeah. That's interesting because I did the tape on the lynching. And the Spirit, the guy said, look at that picture right there. You know who that is? It was a man standing beside a black man that was lynched. He said, that's Prescott Bush. George Bush Jr. and George Bush Sr. granddaddy. Yeah. See the cracker you dealing with? Right. This motherfucker standing beside a nigga being lynched. He said, that's Prescott Bush. That's George Bush is in the White House now. That's his goddamn granddaddy.
Right. I just looked on the internet that Colin Powell is related to the Bushes.
Yes, him and your boy married
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas married Barbara Bush's niece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But check this out. The brother who did the video with me up in there, Sinetta, was like one of college right-hand men. He was like over the Harlem aspect of college Black Panther Party. He's saying the kids that had a whole discrepancy at college funeral, he said because by the time they got the body off the plane and they got a place where it was supposed to be at the funeral, the body had been switched around. He said that he know that they castrated Khaled because that's one of the rituals they do. They castrated his ass. That crap is something. So man, they are taking out the leaders and all this kind of thing right here. But the thing about it is you got to line up with the magic. You can't be rolling around no more and not rolling with spirit. Now let me explain something about spirit, how spirit works, so that you understand this. Let's say you take care of business. I'm taking care of business. And there's something that's spiritual over here. And there's something that's very important you got to take care of your business. I don't know what it is. It's your business, your livelihood, or something that's very important. And here's something spirit over here. What's going to happen? The scenery has changed. However you used to take care of your business over here, and what you were successful with, the terrain has changed. It's a whole other dimension now. So what's happening now here is the methodology and the way you used to take care of your business has to change in order for you to be successful in this new realm that we're in. So what's happening here is this here. Let's say there's something over here that's spiritual. I don't know it'll come up. If you take what's spiritual and make it secondary after you take care of your business, then your business shit gonna get fucked up. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to deal with whatever it is spiritual, and guess what? You'll find out when you go back to the business, it will be put on hold. You're gonna have to change your mindset of what you think is important. If you see, like take for instance, you go in my damn house, my living room was a goddamn shrine. One sister said, why you put that in another room over there? You know, they get a little spirit room. I said, no, she said that you got a sunroom. I said, well, I don't like that sunroom. I want to put some spirit shit up in there that I don't like. I don't ever go in there. I said, hell, I had it empty for 2 years. All there was 2 boxes in there. Why the hell am I put a spirit in? I said, I'm going to put it in the most important room in the house. The living room. You see what I'm saying? So I put that first. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, you see what I'm saying? Therefore, I've been skating on since I asked me to came to the goddamn rent for the last couple of months. Always a month behind. You see what I'm saying? So, it's a matter of, but see, that's, well, some people, oh, my living room is too precious. Not saying that you're supposed to go and break down your living room. I'm just giving you a scenario. You see, that's what I did, because that's all I had right now is a piece of house. You see what I'm saying? You see, yours it might be something else, but whatever it is, you have to put it first now. Why? Because the realm that you are living in is the realm that's the incoming spirit realm. You see what I'm saying? So what happened, I know sister, she was in business. And she did a whole bunch of stuff that she was in business. She was successful, making 6 figures. Then all the money dried up, and she went into a spirit world, and she's still taking the methodology and what she used to make the 6 figures from before. But it ain't working in this realm she's in now. And I told her, because you got to change your methodology. You are still taking what's that spiritual things that's happening, and you're taking that and making it secondary. And you're still over here trying to do whatever it is that the white man done said you're supposed to do as important. You're trying to do that first and the spirit second. And I say, no, you got to understand, when you do the spirit first, in the realm that's coming in, that's conducive to you, then the other should be put on hold, and that should be handled. You see what I'm coming from here? So you're going to have to change up the way you think, and you're going to have to take the stuff that you think is very important. You see what I'm saying? And deal with that way, and eliminate all family. Them motherfuckers you supposed to be cutting from a daily list. Is fucking family and people that don't mean you no good. Is the whole family thing. You see what I'm saying? Y'all alright? Yeah. How much time you got on that video?
Well, I got 40 minutes on this tape, but I got more tape, like another 4 hours back here.
Let us say, which, want me to keep on rolling?
Well, if you feel like, if you could take a break now, maybe we should take a half hour so everybody can stretch, go get something. Because we've been going like 3 hours, 20 minutes straight. Yeah.
Oh man, it's on, man. Shit, get out of
Yeah, so like,
started.
Yeah, it's just 3 hours, 20 minutes. So, you know, we could take,
y'all go ahead then.
take a half hour break, you know?
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to come back because I got a lot to cover.
That's on page 2.
I am. Just on page 2.
Go ahead.
All right. What I'm going to get into here right now is to show you something. Michael Jackson did an album, the last album he did. You know, they attacked Michael Jackson real bad during Black History Month. And I talked about that the last time I was here. And, you know, I used to talk shit about Michael Jackson till white people turned against him. Right. And he became my hero. You suspect until that cracker turned against you, then you're all right. You're all right. And stuff like that. Now, so people was asking, well, why y'all want to back up OJ? Well, you white motherfuckers got problems with him. You know, OJ wasn't shit before, but now since y'all hate him, we raise him up. You take it right back. Yeah, we take him back.
You don't want to come back.
Yeah, So, but he ain't got no choice. Because, shoot, they did a job on him. Michael Jackson did an album, and they was trying to say that, well, he went up to Harlem and was talking shit about white folks. They said it was mad because the album wasn't selling. But anyway, the album ended up selling 5 billion copies. So it went triple platinum. It was out all last year. Now last year, I was talking about an entity, a monster called Labrador. And I talked about it that rose up around May 21st of 2002. Now it's interesting here because I'm really finding out what they really was attacking him about. First of all, the name of the album was called Invincible. Like he was saying, you can't stop me. Right. Then he had a song called Unbreakable, which he took Biggie Smalls' voice, who was dead, and put on the record. You see. Now it's interesting here, but what they really was attacking him about, I found this out, was he got a last song on the album called Threatened. And in so many words, he's talking about this monster coming to get them. And it's called Threatened. And it first comes on with Rod Serling saying tonight's story is somewhat unique, and calls for a different kind of introduction. Then Michael Jackson comes in and says, a monster has arrived in the village. A major, let me see what this thing says. what's this word? It's so small. A major agreement of any recipe for fear is the unknown. And this person or thing is soon to be met. He knows every thought. He feels every emotion. Oh yes, I did forget something, didn't I? Forget to introduce you to the monster. This is Michael Jackson talking. You're fearing me, cause you know I am a beast. Watching you when you sleep. When you're in bed, I'm underneath. You are trapped in the halls, and my face is the walls. I am the floor when you fall. And when you scream, it's because of me. I am the living dead. The dark thoughts in your head. I am just what you said. That's why you got to be threatened by me. This is Michael Jackson. See this whole thing going down about the spirits is rising up. They say the dead will walk the earth. That's the ancestors. The monsters is coming.
Okay.
The Necronomicon, I've been talking about this for years. You should be watching me. You should be threatened. While you sleep. While you sleep. You should be threatened. Every time your lady speaks to me, speak to me, threaten. Half of you will never be, so you feel threatened by me. Let me read this again. This is amazing stuff. Half of me, here it is. This is Michael Jackson talking. He's coming back on these crackers behind for fucking with him.
Yeah.
You see?
They did.
See, you never underestimate a genius. Now, I'll tell you something now. Prince put out an album in 2001. White people jumped down his back. It was the last album he did. He said, he told people, you all are running around here, you star children are running around here selling out. He said, but what's going to happen, they're going to mix your seed with the devil's. Prince, talking about stuff like the devil is getting ready to mess up the star children.
Rainbow children.
The rainbow children and all that. I'm talking about mixing your seed and all this on that album. You see, now he put out his in 2001. Michael Jackson comes with his late 2001, early 2002. And 2002. Now, I'm going to say this again. He says, you should be watching me. You should feel threatened while you sleep. While you sleep, you should be threatened. Anytime your lady speaks, she speaks to me. Talking about somebody, woman. Threatened. Half of me you will never be. He said you can't be half of me. So you should be threatened by me. You see, you think you're by yourself, but it is my touch you felt. I am not a ghost. No, I am not a ghost from hell, but I have got a spell on you. Your worst nightmare. It's me. I am everywhere. In one blink of despair, and then I will come back to haunt you. I'm telling you, when you lie under tomb, I'm watching you. That's the way. That's why you got to be threatened by me. Now, he's talking about all this, and so. Then, Rod Serling comes on and says, The unknown monster is about to embark far from a far corner, out of the dark, a nightmare. There's a case. Never. Now check this out. Now Rod Sermon is coming on, talking about this thing. Now this is amazing. Rod Sermon's voice comes on and says, he's dead. See that shit?
Yeah.
There's an unknown monster about to embark from a far corner and out of the dark, a nightmare. That's the case. Neverland. That's where Michael Jackson lives. Neverland. That's the place. This is Rod Serling with a prophecy. Years ago, Rod Serling been dead since the 70s. Or at least the early 80s. An unknown monster about to embark from a corner from a dark night. An unknown monster about to embark from a corner, from a far corner, and out of the dark, a nightmare. That's the case. Neverland. That's the place. Who is the monster from Neverland? Michael Jackson. He's a goddamn monster now. Check. This particular monster can read minds, be in two places at the same time. This is Judgment Night. Execution, slaughter, the devil, ghost. This monster is torture. You can be sure of one thing, that the fate of the human presence, you will feel a monster, that you will be despair, a monster. The worst thing is fear. Then the chorus goes like this. Rod Serling comes back on and says, what you have just witnessed could be the end of a particular nightmare. It is not. It's the beginning.
Well, Bobby, I wanted to say 2 weeks ago on Coast to Coast, Howard Bloom said that Michael Jackson was a god. They were discussing Michael Jackson on the Coast to Coast.
Let me tell you. Now, a brother came to me in '98 up in the lecture in Atlanta. He said, yo, you got to go back and put on Thriller. Got to put on Thriller. And I was listening to still, see, I got this professional stuff I got in my house now. I got damn near 13 speakers and shit like that. No, you know, I got literally, my stuff sounds just like when you go downtown to a club. That's how my stuff sounds. You see what I'm saying? So I'm listening to this thing, and my third eye start pulsating, and then Vincent Price come on there and start laughing, and start laughing. I said, this is some stuff that's going on here. And then I'm listening to this thing here. I'm liking the song because it's real pumped up, but with the song Threaten, he made it so that you could barely hear the words, but it's going on in your subconscious mind. And I look down, but you can hear Rod Serling saying something. I look down and I'm reading the thing. I called somebody. They were like, oh my God. I forgot who it was I called. They were like, my son left the CD over from last year. She went and got the CD and started reading it. And reading the threat. She was like, oh man. She was reading this when I read. She said, oh, they had to attack him for this. This man is talking about, but he said the monster came from Neverland. You see? The monster came from Neverland. So, you know, despite all the stuff that's going down, and see what got me was, because I know how mind control goes. A week before they started running the specials on Michael Jackson. On Black History Month. They ran it on Michael Jackson. They ran one on Whitney. They even ran one on Diana Ross. They ran one on OJ. I said, well, damn. So all the Black History Month thing, they got this counter thing going on. So a week before that, I was playing Off the Wall, and I was playing some other Michael Jackson stuff, and we was jamming and stuff. And the week that they started airing this stuff, I looked down and I didn't want to hear Off the Wall. I said, damn, wait a minute, hold on, back up. These crackers done affected me just that fast. You see what I'm saying? And I said, you see, and I said, because he was bringing that magic. Now they got that boy, he wrote a book, I can't think of this guy. He's it's some black guy. I think it's the guy that why the black men want to shout or something. I can't think of the guy's name. He was on that politically incorrect guy. He's on HBO now. And they was all talking about Michael Jackson. He said, y'all need to leave Michael Jackson alone. He said, because y'all just need to remember the magic. Remember now, y'all, especially with white folks, they was loving him 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Like that? No, you know. So the spirit was like, hey, wait a minute, hold on now. You don't need to trip on his nose and all that crazy stuff. Because he is black people providing black people had money. What the fuck you do if you had $60 million? Shit, you know, hell, I'm rushing down bleaching and shit we was doing. You know what I'm saying? When niggas was conking up and all kind of stuff back in the day, what you think if they had $60 million, they was sharing white too? You know what I'm saying? But the key here is they had to attack him, you see, based on this thing. You see what I'm saying? Based on this. But what they saying now, man, in Hollywood now, if you black, the only way you get the movie deals is you gotta sleep with some big time executive. You know what I'm saying? Big time executive. This shit is straight up crazy out there. There's a lot of stuff going on, you know. So that's just interesting here on how in this album they mad now because the album sold 5 million copies in the United States, and he's bigger than ever outside of the United States. So Jermaine Jackson, they come on and say they just mad at him. He said because they still running behind the cars in Germany and France.
Right. And they predict.
And he said they mad at black people because Jermaine Jackson said, they said, well, why is that? They said, we want to attack any of your stars. He said, because white people are through with black people. This is what Jermaine said. He said, white people are through with black people.
I use them up.
Yeah. You see, so it's just some stuff, the way stuff is going. Now, going back, I want to get into some stuff right now. I'm going to go into some Mysteries of the Woman tomorrow and a lot of stuff here, but this is a tale that I realize now, because if you basically look at the majority of black women on this planet, number one of the main forces of the goddess, as far as the goddess force, is her main force down here is to give love and be loved. That's her number one shit. And for black women, that's probably the most thing that eludes her down here is the failed romance. Even if they ain't with some damn body, they be like, well, I have to just chalk it on up. Because it just ain't saying, you know, it's almost like that's the something that you train that you never catch. Even if I'm talking about thousands and millions of black women, it's like that there's a realm of love that they expect to find by coming on the planet, incarnating on the planet, and that's one that always gets away. It's like I'm gonna tell you what it's like. It's like those like a Pandora's box, or it's like a person rolling a ball up the hill, and every day the ball falls back down. They show that in the Greek mythology, in the old Jason and the Argonauts movie. This guy gets this plate of food up, and when he's getting ready to eat it, these demons come in and snatch the food away. So he's going through this perpetual hell of building this wall, and every day they tearing down the damn wall. Well, it's the same thing as far as the black woman's aspect of the unfulfilled romantic endeavor. Now, I was in Charlotte, and I was telling the sister, I said, and that's one of the main keys of the perpetual hell down here, and about 10 sisters that was from Greensboro, North Carolina, they all hang out, they was like, God damn, you came to the lecture, how the fuck you knew what was on our fucking mind? Because that's what all the hell we was talking about. Well, that's a part of a mythology. That's a part of a mythology that is, this book here, Amor and Psyche, it's called Amor and Psyche and the Development of the Feminine. If you read the text and study the myth, it will explain more about why you suffer the way you do in the hills of North America. Now, and I'm going to the tale in a few minutes, just to give you a thing. I'll have to repeat it tomorrow also too. But on the other hand, the black man has his set of things in his world that he has an unfulfilled aspect. In so many cases, a lot of times it's just the manhood is unfulfilled. Not necessarily that he's a boy, it's just that the civilization that he needs to be ruling, he can't quite catch up to it and get the grasp on it, get the handle on it. You see what I'm saying? So him being the ruler of his own destiny is constantly gets away from him. So it's always an ongoing battle. So in so many ways, the story, the mythological story, is dealing with the same aspect. Now the story goes, and this more is a regular mythology, but this is the only book where the guy actually writes. He gives you the actual tale that was written a couple thousand years ago. And then he gives you commentary on it. And the tale goes of a girl named Psyche that is born, and she's so beautiful until men start to worship her. She's cursed by her beauty. Now, this also represents every black woman, whether you think you're beautiful or not. Because the story is talking about also your soul. Because she's cursed by her beauty. So much until guys start to abandon the goddess of love, Aphrodite, and start to abandon her temples. And they start to neglect her temples, and she look over there because they're all looking at a beautiful girl that just plays in the yard and comes out and is chill. She's something like either late teenage at this time or early 20s or whatever. But she's so beautiful to all the men are just looking at her and worshiping her from afar. She's so beautiful to her. Her sisters can go on dates, but she can't really go on a date because nobody would dare ask her. The goddess Aphrodite gets jealous and gets mad and gets furious and tells the family they gotta take her to a remote mountain so that she can be married this monster and be enslaved this monster. Meanwhile, she tells her who is actually the monster is actually her son Eros, which is Cupid. His Eros in Greek, Cupid in Rome, and Holocaust, the baby Horus with the thumb in his mouth in Egypt, and later on the baby Jesus comes from that. Same concept. But it's Holocaust, or Holocaust, the baby Horus. So Cupid, she said, now go shoot her in the heart with the arrow so she can fall in love. And basically when a person falls in love, love in the ancient world is devastating. They say when you fall in love in the ancient world, they say you have my condolence. Anybody has never truly been in love, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's a form of madness. It really is. It's some mad shit going on. When you can't get control of your own damn emotions. When somebody takes over your mind 24 hours a day. You know, I don't know if the brothers ever been in that state, but the sisters can know what I'm talking about. You ever had a motherfucker just take over your mind 24 hours a day? You on the toilet shitting and thinking about a person?
So you think that Shakespeare might have stole that concept when he did Romeo and
Juliet? All that's coming from these ancient myths. That's all he did was study these things. This stuff came out of the library at Alexandria, on into Greece, and then all that type of stuff here. So now, so he goes to she tells her son, Eros, because she's the goddess of love, so he's the son, so he is love. She tells her son to go shoot Psyche in the heart to make her fall in love. When he goes to shoot Psyche, she's so beautiful until when he look at her, he misses and shoots himself in the damn foot. So he falls in love with her. And they have a whole romance, and it's a whole lot of stuff that goes on in the thing in a short story. She's so wrathful and vengeful as far as Aphrodite, she's just, until the tribunal of gods have to come together, and ultimately they have to raise Psyche up to the level of goddess. Now, what does this have to do with you? What it has to do with you is fight the way you perceive yourself. Because you have in the original spark of the divine great mother in you. The highest level of the goddess or the highest God in the universe, the mother of God. It means that inside of you there's a spark that's inside of you that is a spark of beauty that even the gods in heaven is jealous of. So therefore they make it hard for you because of a spark and a beauty. So fight the way you think based on your features, because some white woman will convince you that she's the standard of beauty and stuff like that. No. You are still the shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Still, it's still the shit. You see what I'm saying? And all the thing you gotta know to understand that now, if you thinking the doggone white woman, just wait till you get old and you'll see who gonna be the last motherfucker standing. When black don't crack and white crack at 29. You see what I'm saying? So all this kind of thing here. So the point about it here is, this book somehow, then after the story, this book is more and Psyche, the psychic development of the feminine, by Eric Newman, Eric Neumann. That's Neumann or Newman. Neumann. Eric Neumann. And it's called Amor and Psyche. Amor means love, that's Eros, and Psyche is the goddess. Is the goddess, the psychic development of the feminine. So this book, now this is a story that comes out of the ancient mystery system, and it explains the sorrows you go through. But this story also explains the sorrows that black men go through, because what the great mystery here is between the black man. What makes the black man different and unique than any other person on the earth is he has the full manifestation of the Kundalini energy, and the Kundalini energy is a feminine energy. So ultimately, the greatest mystery of the black man is the black man is a woman.
Oh.
Yeah, ultimately. You see, we're talking about the realm of gods. Now, I'm not talking about homosexuality on the particular aspect and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you are even discriminated against as a black man in sexism, just like the black woman, because the white man holds you down based on your sexuality because he feels threatened by it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he looks at you as an object of beauty of what he would like to be like. Even in your physical appearance. You see what I'm saying? Even in your physical appearance. You see, so the Kundalini energy, the great mystery of the universe is the black man and the black woman have the same energy within them, and in actuality, they're just dual roles having different experiences down here. But it's the same essence. It's the same essence. So this particular book explains that type of stuff on why you go through the hell you go through in this particular book. And so the story is a beautiful story, and he gives you the basic myth in the story. But his commentary even goes to another plane because he's excellent when it comes to this. Now, going back, we got to get into a couple of things. Dealing with the actual melanin. I was talking about the inner ear melanin. And in this book here, The Kabbalah Unveiled by MacGregor Mathers, on page 199, they go on to say, they're talking about the ear of the microcarpus. And they're talking, when they say that the microcarpus, they're talking about the man on earth as a reflection on the man on the God on high. So as above, so below. So they're saying that the God down here, when we can identify the God, there's certain specifications. Now, the certain specifications, in here they're talking about the ear. And they say, we have learned what it is written in 2 Kings, 2 Kings, I guess that's, what would that be? That would be chapter 19, verse 16. It says, incline, O God, thine ear and hear, the namely, that the ear which is hidden beneath the hair, and the hair hanging over it, and it is yet the ear that is the purpose of hearing. Get right to the point where it's talking about here. Within the ear, the spirit floweth from the tree, from 3 hollow places of the brain into the opening of the ears. And from the afflux, the spirit, the voice, departeth into a profound depth, and otherwise incurvation, and conjoined with the spirit in the distillation as well good as evil. So, in so many words, they're trying to give you some type of indication that the ear is where the spirit dwells. Same thing what Richard King says in his book about the inner ear nucleus. He said that the spirit, that sight comes from hearing. Sight comes from hearing. So they're talking about the inner ear and the importance of the inner ear. And in this particular book, the Kabbalah Unveiled, they break down every section of black people as far as the black God. So they even talk about the beard of the ancient one. They call it the ancient one. You say, well, the woman ain't got no beard. But what they're talking about, they say it hangs down. The beard represents the chakra systems. That's why you see Santa Claus with a long beard. And sometimes you see Santa Claus, but he don't even have the long beard. He has these white balls on the suit. All that's metaphysical for the chakra. So when they say this beard, and in here when they go into the beard in this book, there's 3 or 4 sections on the beard. Like, goddamn. They only have 1 or 2 sections of everything else. When they get to the beard, there's 3 or 4 sections. They're talking about the beard represents the chakra systems. You see, represents the chakra systems. So it's, here again, I was talking about the importance of the inner ear melanin. And at this particular time, one of the keys here is this here. You're saying, well, I want to tap into the pineal gland in the third eye. Well, the pineal gland in the third eye is a spiritual gland. And it does, and you say you want sight. Well, a lot of times the sight that you want is not a physical sight. Even when people get channels, they get a thought in their head, and if they get good enough, they'll hear a voice. So it means that hearing and thought is one. So therefore, the psychic vision that you are trying to get is in the ear, other than these 2 eyes, because this is a cheat. And in the ear, there's a nucleus called the inner ear nucleus. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why they've been messing with music all them years, trying to make sure that you don't wake up by certain tunes and unheard melodies. You see what I'm saying? So this book is just bearing witness with that again. I'll go back to that in a few minutes. Number one of the keys that you need to do now, and it's real key, is you need to look around and try to get you some colonics. Get you a colonic. From where you can go and get a colonic. Because the reason why is the opening of the way in Egypt is the dog Anubis. But Anubis is also called Anu. Anus. So one of the openings of the way is to get a colonic. And you know it's recently hard now to find animal bags, the old animal bags, the red ones with the pipe. You can find them. You can find them. But You just can't just go over in his store and just, you know, they did that on, they got them little fleet animals.
Right.
But they don't get enough water up in there. You need something you can hang up and the water come down and you have a flush.
They hold 2 gallons.
Right. You see, it's hard to do that. So after you get the colonic, you need to get a, what you call it now, you need to get get you an animal. See, they're making it hard. See, everything is by design. When they want to design an ecological system against melanin, you see, they do their homework. You see, they do their homework. They know one of the gateways is the anus. Now, I don't give a damn what you do. If you get sick, the main thing you need to do is to shit.
Right.
Now, they had a bug that they sent around, and I think they sent it around through the cell phone. They sent it around in Georgia and North Carolina around about 2 months ago, in the 1st of June. And they sent that shit through a cell phone. See, they got certain things and stuff, they can choose some shit, and they sent a bug. And see, they sent this bug, and people started coming down with the doggone bug.
Like a cold?
That's a cold. Yeah, like a cold.
Yeah.
And it might be a connection with SARS, too. They don't tell you what that shit is. But anyway, I started coming down with that damn bug. I said, oh no, I don't play that shit. So I said, what you got to do, you got to go to work right then. You can't wait until the bug comes because it's too late. So you got to start dowsing. So if you do on vitamins and stuff, shit, I start taking 8 vitamin C's, flush that down with a whole thing of orange juice or grape juice, and taking 8 echinacea gold seal, all this at one time, overdosing. You see what I'm saying? And I start shitting, I shit for 3 days. Fuck my asshole up. That last 3rd day, I was like, praying that I don't have to shit. I need to go ahead and eat a hunk of, I done knocked out the cold. I said, I need to go eat a hunk of cheese and some macaroni. Peanut butter, clog my ass up. My booty can't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? My booty couldn't take it no more. It retired that shit. But that's the way you have to attack what's going in. And like one guy says, don't let nobody fool you. No AIDS, no nothing, no shit the white man got can stay in your body if you eliminate.
That's good.
If you eliminate. Nothing can stay in your body if you eliminate. You see what I'm saying? Now, the key here is this is what's going on. In the Bible, they used to tell people to go on fast. And in the ancient world, they used to go on the fast and stuff. Because they had animals in Hemmitt. But they didn't have the age of the colon cleanse and the colonics and all this kind of stuff, so they tell you to go on a fast. Because what's happening is here, the kingdom of God is between the genitals and the anus. Right between the genitals and the anus is where the root chakra is, and that's where the other world is. That's where the soul is, deep down in the gastrointestinal tract, asleep. Then when your soul starts to wake up, like you all are conscious, so your soul is awake. That's the difference between you and somebody else that's not conscious. To them, this is just data, and they will never get it because their soul is still asleep. That particular part there is a kingdom of microscopic organisms and your ancestors. They say that this is the kingdom, the root chakra. So you can raise it up, or if you wanted to go up faster, you can start eliminating, and it unblocks the gates. They say go down to the go down to the ravenous dragon where pearl resides. The pearl, they say go deep down to the ravenous dragon where the pearl resides. The pearl is that kingdom. And it's right between your anus, right between the genital area and the anus. The ravenous dragon is the gastrointestinal tract. So what hides the kingdom of God is this big sack of shit. Now, when that bug hit and I start shitting 6 times a day, I didn't know a human could have that much shit. I damn near clogged up fucking 4 toilets of shit. And I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really start down there, when we talk about shit, like, I couldn't believe it.
You didn't hold it, you didn't hold it.
Man, I mean, I start shitting. And kept about on for 3 days, and I said, my God! Then, the 3rd day, start getting to that water. That shit in water. You know what I'm saying? So the point here is, the kingdom and all that concentrated melanin, because all that is up in there, is up under the ravenous dragon. The chronic, colonic can get that out. But they're making it key now because now you can't get they're making it harder for you to get decent enema bags. It's interesting. You see. Now, once you do that, especially at this particular time, that's why it's key right now, and they're making it see if you can get someplace where you can go get a colonic for cheap, or whatever the deal here is. Now, I got 2 colonics during Christmas, and all kind of chakras and shit started opening up. All down there, yeah, it was the first time I've had a damn colonic. 41 years, shit, it's probably all kind of dormant shit up in there. So all kind of chakras and stuff started opening up and stuff like that. And the 3rd eye was pulsating. And I couldn't go to bed past 5 o'clock for 2 months. You see, for 2 months. So that's one of the keys right now. What's that?
The Kemetic letter Tahuti. One of the symbols is the ibis bird, or ibis bird,
Yeah.
which is the bird with a hook beak. A characteristic of the ibis is it can give itself an enema. And that's that's one of the birds that is like the symbol for Tahuti, who is the nature of knowledge and wisdom.
That's right.
And writing and everything else.
Right. In Anubis, you get anus, anus, but it's the opening of the way. Because in something it's Hermanubis. And we know that Anubis in Tahuti is one because in pre-dynasty you got a dog head Tahuti. A dog head Tahuti. So all this stuff here is the opening of the way. Yeah. It's the opening of the way and stuff and all. And so this is very key right now and stuff, you see, because like I said, in the war against melanin, they're going to make sure that all that stuff there is not available. You see, it's not available. And that's going to be one of the main keys and stuff, because if you just sit back and you try to worry about everything that go in you, then you spend all your time worrying about what you're going to eat. But if you eliminate it, you wouldn't even give a chance to do that because, on that particular level. So that's very key. Let's go on. A couple things I want to deal with here. Want to deal with here. Let's see here. This is a guy by the name of Fucanelli. Fucanelli was a alchemist that learned some mysteries of alchemy and fled in the 30s and had to flee the CIA and the FBI and different people and British intelligence and stuff was looking for him to get these particular mysteries, and he disappeared. But one of his chapters or one of his stuff, he talks about how black is wise. The term alchemy generally supposed to have derived from the Arabic name in Egypt, Al-Kim, the black land. it was thought that that an allusion to the rich black alluvial soil of the Nile Valley. Anytime you hear the rich black soil, they're also talking about that soil that they're talking about is also talk about. It's called it's melanin. You see, they are never hardly in any ancient mystery, they're talking about outside stuff. It's always inside stuff. So if they're talking about the rich black soil, they're talking about melanin. You see what I'm saying? By association, it is came to regard as the black art. Now here it is. They're saying that alchemy, which is the basis of melanin, is the origin of where you get the black art of black magic. So here it is, more proof entered into evidence here that what we think is all evil and black magic and stuff like this is in fact the study of melanin. Also perhaps never beheld